So, just before the pandemic, I was in a car accident. I was knocked unconscious, and I had a concussion, and I broke 4 ribs. Boy, it gets really quiet when I said I had a concussion. The show's gonna be fine. I'm not Gary Busey. I think we're gonna, So I got in this accident, and I had, like I said, I had a concussion, and I was unconscious, and my name is Robert Goldthwait. It's not Bobcat, but it's been Bobcat since I was a kid. My family, some of my friends call me Bobcat. I mean, my daughter doesn't call me Bobcat, except when she was little, and it was in the 80s, and I was a big deal in the 80s, and just going through a mall would be like, people would recognize me, and my daughter knew that, and she was about 9, and she would just, for fun, just be behind me and go, is that Bobcat Goldthwait? Like, she's been busting my balls since I was my daughter at that age came in, and she's like, Dad, I can legally change my name to anything? And I was like, yeah. And she said to me, she goes, so I could change my name to Clit Liquor Jones? She really said that. And I was like, well, you don't have to, because that's all I'm gonna call you from now on. Like, if you see a movie or a TV show that I wrote and directed, it always says at the end, special thanks, C.L. Jones. That's one of my tattoos, is C.L. Jones. All right. So I had a concussion. I was knocked unconscious. I'm out. And the doctor, I wake up in the hospital. I was in Atlanta. I didn't know where I was. I wake up, and the doctor's really freaked out. And he goes to me, he says, he's like concerned, and he goes, do you know where you are? And this doctor didn't know me. He didn't know who I was or what I do for a living. He goes, do you know where you are? And I didn't know where I was. I was like, no. And he goes, okay. Do you know, he goes, do you know what year it is? And I didn't know what year it is, but on any given fucking day, I don't know what year it is. That one shouldn't have been one of the questions. And he's getting really nervous, and he looks at my paperwork, and he goes, what's your name? And I go, Bobcat. And he's like, Robert, Bobcat. And he's like, and he holds it up to me, he goes, your name is Robert. And I was like, I'm Robert? Like I was gonna cry? Like, was it all a dream? What the fuck? And I was on morphine. That didn't, I've been sober for decades, but fucking morphine, that was a free lapse. That was great. And, but I was still in a lot of pain, and the doctor, they take me down to the MRI. And the MRI technician, he's like, all right, so have you ever had an MRI? It's torture. You get in that tube, right? And it's like, it's terrifying. So he goes, we're going to put you in this tube, and every 10 to 12 minutes, we're going to take you out to give you a break, because sometimes people get claustrophobic, but you have to take shallow breaths. Don't take deep breaths. I go, I have broken ribs. I'm not. It's like, well, just stay calm. It's going to be about 50 minutes to an hour. Are you Bobcat Goldthwait? And I go, that's what I've been trying to tell him. The guy goes, I do an impression of you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck. So now I'm in the tube. And I'm like, is he gonna do an impression of me? Sure as fuck. I get out of the tube. He's like, He's like, It was like the Tourette's Pygmalion. So